What's up? I hope you're all having a good day or night, depending on where you are or what time you're watching this right now. So, today I'm just doing the next reading of Diary of a Wimpy Kid. This is now the sixth one. This is now the sixth time reading. So, that means another 25 pages. This time it's page 125 to 150. So, yeah. Got the book here. So yeah, let's go ahead and get to page 125. Oops, I passed it. There we go. Okay. So, where we left off was when Greg's dad had gotten him a new weight set for Christmas. See? So yeah. Okay. On to page 126. That thing must have cost a fortune. So, the weight set. I didn't have the heart to tell Dad that I kind of lost interest in the whole weightlifting thing when the wrestling unit ended last week, so I just said thanks instead. I think Dad was expecting me to drop down and start doing some reps or something, but I just excused myself and went back inside. At about 6 o'clock, all the relatives cleared out. I was sitting on the couch watching Manny play with his toys, feeling pretty sorry for myself. Then Mom came up to me and said that she found a gift behind the piano with my name on it, and it said, "From Santa." The box was way too big for a Twisted Wizard, but Mom pulled the same big box trick on me last year when she got me a memory card for my video game system. So I ripped open the package and pulled out my present, only this wasn't Twisted Wizard either. It was a giant red wool sweater. I feel like over the years, like if you were to get clothes for Christmas when you were like 7 or something, you would be mad that it wasn't a toy. But like by the time you hit age, I don't know, 14 or 15 maybe, that's when you start wanting clothes and like get excited for it, you know? At first I thought Mom was playing some kind of practical joke on me because this sweater was the same kind we bought for our giving tree guy. But Mom seemed pretty confused too. She said she did buy me a video game and that she had no idea what this sweater was doing in my box. And then I figured it out. I told Mom there must have been some kind of mix-up and I got the giving tree guy's gift and he got mine. Mom said she used the same kind of wrapping paper for both of our gifts, so she must have written the wrong names on the tags. But then Mom said that this was really a good thing because the giving tree guy was probably really happy he got such a great gift. And so she said, "It's a Christmas miracle." If that's what you want to call it, then sure. I feel like the giving tree guy doesn't have something to play the game on, or if I doubt he even likes the game. Yeah. I never really knew how to feel about the mom in Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I don't know if I like her or don't, or if throw in the towel for this Christmas, and I headed up to Rowley's house. Sorry. I forgot to get a gift for Rowley, so I just left a bow on the little cutie book Roger gave me, and that seemed to do the trick. Rowley seems very pleased with his gift. Rowley's parents have a lot of money, so I can always count on them for a good gift. But Rowley said that this year he picked out my gift himself. Then he brought me outside to show me what it was. From the way Rowley was hyping his present, I thought he must have got me a big screen TV or a motorcycle or something. But once again, I let my hopes get too high. He got Greg a big wheel. You know, it could be worse. It could be a lot worse. I like big wheels, okay? Rowley got me a big wheel. I guess I would have thought this was a cool gift when I was in the 3rd grade, but I have no idea what I'm supposed to do with one now. Rowley was so enthusiastic about it that I tried my best to act like I was happy anyway. And he says, "Gee, thanks." We went back inside and Rowley showed me his Christmas loot. Wait, gotta turn the page. He sure got a lot more stuff than I did. He even got Twisted Wizard, so at least I can play it when I come up to his house. That is, until Rowley's dad finds out how violent it is. And boy, you have never seen someone as happy as Rowley with his little cutie book. His mom said it was the only thing on his list that he didn't get. Well, I'm glad someone got what they wanted today. So she's saying it's a Christmas miracle. At least for Rowley, it's a Christmas miracle. This is like one of the only times I feel bad for Greg. It's like the only time I ever feel bad for Greg Heffley. Alright, on to New Year's Eve. In case you're wondering what I'm doing in my room at 9 p.m. on New Year's Eve, let me fill you in. Earlier today, me and Manny were horsing around in the basement. I found a tiny black ball of thread on the carpet and I told Manny it was a spider. Then I held it over him, pretending like I was going to make him eat it. Right when I was about to let Manny go, he slapped my hand and made me drop the thread, and guess what? That fool swallowed it. That can't be good. Well, Manny completely lost his mind. He ran upstairs to where Mom was, and I knew I was in big trouble. Manny told Mom I made him eat a spider. I told her there was no spider and that it was just a tiny ball of thread. Mom brought Manny over to the kitchen table. Then she put a seed, a raisin, and a grape on a plate and told Manny to point to the thing that was the closest in size to the piece of thread he swallowed. Manny took a while to look over the things on the plate. Then he walked over to the refrigerator and pulled out an orange. So that's why I got sent to bed at 7 p.m. and I'm not downstairs watching the New Year's Eve special on TV. And that's also why my only New Year's resolution is to never play with Manny again. You know, I feel like it would have been easier on Greg just to let them believe it was a spider and not thread, because, well, I mean, I guess it depends on the spider, but I feel like spiders would be less dangerous to swallow than something non-edible like thread. At least spiders are like, you know, it wouldn't kill you or hurt you if you ate a spider unless it was like venomous or something like that. But thread, however, I mean, I'm sure it wouldn't do much to you, but still, you shouldn't be eating thread. So, okay, we're on to January on a Wednesday. I found a way to have some fun with the big wheel Rowley got me for Christmas. I came up with this game where one guy rides down the hill and the other guy tries to knock him off with a football. Rowley was the first one down the hill and I was the thrower. It's a lot harder to hit a moving target than I thought. Plus, I didn't get a lot of practice. It took Rowley like 10 minutes to walk the big wheel back up the hill after every trip down. Rowley kept asking to switch places and have me be the one who rides the big wheel. But I'm no fool. That thing was hitting 35 miles an hour and it didn't have any brakes. And Rowley's asking, do you want to have a turn now? But Greg says he's not as good because he's a chicken. He's scared. So, anyway, I never did knock Rowley off the big wheel today, but I guess I have something to work at over the rest of Christmas vacation. Okay, on to Thursday now. I was heading up to Rowley's today to play our big wheel game again, but Mom said I had to finish my Christmas thank yous before I went out anywhere. I thought I could just crank out my thank you cards in half an hour, but when it came to actually writing them, my mind went blank. Let me tell you, it's not easy writing thank you notes for stuff you didn't want in the first place. I started with the non-clothes items because I thought they'd be easiest, but after 2 or 3 cards, I realized I was practically writing the same thing every time. So I wrote up a general form on the computer with blanks for the things that needed to change. Writing the cards from there was a breeze. And one card says, Dear Aunt Lydia, thank you so much for the awesome encyclopedia. How did you know I wanted that for Christmas? I love the way the encyclopedia looks on my shelf. All my friends will be so jealous that I have my very own encyclopedia. Thank you for making this the best Christmas ever. Sincerely, Greg. And then he says, my system worked out pretty well for the first couple of gifts, but after that, not so much. Alright, this one says, Dear Aunt Loretta, thank you so much for the awesome pants. How did you know I wanted that for Christmas? I love the way the pants look on my legs. All my friends will be so jealous that I have my very own pants. Thank you for making this the best Christmas ever. Sincerely, Greg. I don't think that's going to work out so well. Hang on, I can't get this page to turn. It's stuck to the next one. There it goes. Alright, we're on Friday now. I finally knocked Rowley off the big wheel today, but it didn't happen the way I expected. I was trying to hit him in the shoulder, but I missed and the football went under the front tire. Rowley tried to break his fall by sticking out his arms, but he landed pretty hard on his left hand. I figured he'd just shake it off and get right back on the bike, but he didn't. I tried to cheer him up, but all the jokes that usually crack him up weren't working. So I knew he must be hurt pretty bad. See, Greg's trying to say, look at me, I'm your dad. Da 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 da. But Rowley's struggling pretty bad. Alright, on Monday, we're on to Monday now. Christmas vacation is over, and now we're back at school. And you remember Rowley's big wheel accident? Well, he broke his hand, and now he has to wear a cast, and today everyone was crowding around him like he was a hero or something. They're asking him if it still hurts, and if he's okay, and all that. Because, I mean, let's be honest, Rowley deserves some attention, Greg has been nothing but, I tried to cash in on some of Rowley's new popularity, but it totally backfired. Greg said, I'm the one who broke his hand. And then they said, you meanie. They called him a meanie. Because he is a meanie. At lunch, a bunch of girls invited Rowley over to their table so they could feed him. What really ticks me off about that is that Rowley is right-handed and it's his left hand that's broken, so he can feed himself just fine. See, they're over there saying, here comes the airplane. That's crazy. Getting fed by other students just seems so insane to me. Like, I don't know, something's not right there, you know? Okay, on to Tuesday. I realized Rowley's injury thing is a pretty good racket, so I decided it was time for me to have an injury of my own. I took some gauze from home and I wrapped up my hand to make it look like I was hurt. And he's saying it was caused by, it's an infection that was caused by a splinter that was left untreated. You know, I don't think that's probably what I would have gone with, you know. And by the way, in the movie, he used the same excuse, but in like the scene right before that, it showed him burning his hand on the stove. So why, at least in the movie, didn't he at least just use that? A burn sounds much cooler than an infection, and it's something that actually happened. I'm just saying, the burn story would have worked way better for him than an infection. That's what I instantly think of every time I watch the movie. Like, I just had to mention it, you know. I could not figure out why the girls weren't swarming me like they swarmed Rowley, but then I realized what the problem was. See, the cast is a great gimmick because everyone wants to sign their name on it, but it's not exactly easy to sign gauze with a pen. So I came up with a solution that I thought was just as good. He's asking if they would like to sign his sympathy sheet. That idea was a total bust, too, but my bandage did end up attracting attention from a couple of people, but believe me, they were not the type of people I was going for. And there's Fregley asking if he can see it, but Greg says, go away, go away, go away. Alright, on to Monday. Last week, we started the third quarter at school, so now I have a whole bunch of new classes. One of the classes I signed up for is something called independent study. I wanted to sign up for home economics too, because I was pretty good at home ec 1. But being good at sewing does not exactly buy you popularity points at school. And he's saying, hey look, Greg has a purse. And Greg says, actually it's an embroidered book bag. But the other guy said, okay, Percy. You know, there's a similar name you could call Greg there, but it's probably not a good word for a children's book, I guess. But it does sound like Percy. By the way, Percy is just a name. But I guess it's spelled different at least, so. Anyway, this independent study thing is an experiment they're trying out at our school for the first time. The idea is that the class gets assigned a project, and then you have to work on it together with no teacher in the room for the whole course. The catch is that when you're done, everyone in your group gets the same grade. I found out that Ricky Fisher is in my class, which could be a big problem. Ricky's big claim to fame is that he'll pick the gum off the bottom of a desk and chew it if you pay him 50 cents. So I don't really have high hopes for our final grade. That is something, alright. Okay, on to Tuesday. Sorry if you hear barking in the back. My dog keeps barking like randomly. It's not like a constant bark. He just keeps on like woof, and then a minute later, woof again. I don't know what's going on. Alright, Tuesday. Today we got our independent study assignment, and guess what it is? We have to build a robot. At first, everybody kind of freaked out because we thought we were going to have to build the robot from scratch. But Mr. Darnell told us we don't have to build an actual robot. We just need to come up with ideas for what our robot might look like and what kinds of things it would be able to do. Then he left the room and we were on our own. We started brainstorming right away. I wrote down a bunch of ideas on the blackboard. Let's see what he said. He said the robot would do my homework, do the dishes, make my breakfast, and brush his teeth. Not bad, not bad. Everybody was pretty impressed with my ideas, but it was easy to come up with them. All I did was write down all the things I hate doing myself. But a couple of the girls got up to the front of the room, and they had some ideas of their own. They erased my list and drew up their own plan. They wanted to invent a robot that would give you dating advice and have 10 types of lip gloss on its fingertips. All us guys thought this was the stupidest idea we ever heard, so we ended up splitting into two groups, girls and boys. The boys went to the other side of the room while the girls stood around talking. Now that we had all the serious workers in one place, we got to work. Someone had the idea that you can say your name to the robot and it can say it back to you. And the robot saying, okay. So somebody said their name is Bob to the robot, so the robot says, not Bob, the robot. The robot isn't Bob, the other person is Bob. They said hi, and that their name is Bob to the robot. And the robot says, "Hi Bob, it is very nice to meet you, Bob." But then someone else pointed out that you shouldn't be able to use bad words for your name because the robot shouldn't be able to curse. So we decided we should come up with a list of all the bad words the robot shouldn't be able to say. We came up with all the regular bad words, but then Ricky Fisher came up with 20 more the rest of us had never even heard of before. So Ricky ended up being one of the most valuable contributors on this project. Right before the bell rang, Mr. Darnell came back in the room to check on our progress. He picked up the piece of paper we were writing on and read it over. Uh-oh. Alright, last page. Page 150. To make a long story short, independent study is canceled for the rest of the year. Well, at least it is for us boys. So if the robots in the future are going around with cherry lip gloss for fingers, at least now you know how it all got started. Alright, now we're on Thursday. In school today, they had a general assembly and showed the movie It's Great to Be Me, which they showed us every year. The movie is all about how you should be happy with who you are and not change anything about yourself. That's nice. It's a pretty nice spot to leave off. Alright, 150 pages down and about 80 more to go. Yeah. Anyway, that concludes the reading for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. I know I did. I made myself really tired again. Every time I make another one of these reading videos, I get really sleepy compared to like any other video myself like the most tired when I do this. I don't know why, but yeah. Anyway, again, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all are feeling much more relaxed or sleepy compared to before you clicked on this video. And yeah, just let me know, as usual, what you thought, how you liked it,